Hey everyone, it's Ivan, KitBadger.com. I'm here with Chris, formerly of REMF Tactical, now with the whole nine. And we have, for the last couple days, experienced SHOT Show 2018, which has been quite an experience. My first time, I believe it's third. But gonna kind of do a little hot wash of cool stuff we've seen, things that stuck out. Like, it's like, hey, this is really cool. I want this. I need this. Kind of things along those lines.
All right, hey guys, name's Chris, full nine, as Ivan said. Cheers to Ivan for coming up tonight. It's great to be in a video. I've been watching him for a long time, so it's cool to be in here. So the top thing for me at the show so far, obviously we're at the end of day 3 now, so I've probably seen most of it, but you never know. But the top thing is the new Generation 4 uniforms from Crye Precision. I'm a big Crye fanboy, not gonna lie. Been waiting for the Gen 4 for a long time. The 3s have been their standard for something in the region of 7 years now. And I've long speculated that in order to take up another step, they'd have to come out with a new fabric, which they've done, new VTX ripstop fabric, really interesting stuff. Better tear resistance, better dry time, just a lighter weight, superior fabric to 50/50 Nico, and yet also lighter, which is impressive technological work. The new cut, some people don't like it, but there are always people who just talk about aesthetics. I don't care about that. I care about things that work. So yeah, I had a feeling, well, I'd spoken to certain people, I knew the G4 was coming, so I've been anxious to get here to the show and see it. There's a lot of coverage about that out there now. I've done some, and it's pretty cool stuff, just in general. Yeah.
Echoing Chris, the Crye booth was really cool. They make some really cool products, and I'm not as into textiles, absolutely nowhere near as knowledgeable, but it's pretty cool to see them like evolving the textiles of their uniforms. I really need to put hands on some and run around in some, see how they do for me. But something that really struck me and was like, I really want that. Because of course you're walking through SHOT Show and you're like, I want that, I want that, I want that. Like everything, all kinds of vendors, all kinds of cool stuff. But something that I was like, you know what, I need that in my life, is I was at the SureFire booth and they have these new everyday carry lights. And there's a lot of great manufacturers out there with flashlights. SureFire, great, gold standard, albeit at a certain point you're paying a premium for the name and stuff, because there's a lot of other really good lights out there, whether it's Streamlight, Phoenix, some other lights. And one of the things I've always struggled with in an everyday carry light is a true jack of all trades that's gonna do exactly what I need it to do. And like, man, SureFire nailed it this time. It's their EDCL1T, I believe it is, and it's a single cell or a double cell CR123s, and I believe the double cell may be 18650, which is cool because it's rechargeable. But the switch technology is what amazes me. So 99% of the time, your everyday carry light, you don't need 10,000 lumens. Like, you need 5, because you're looking for something that fell under the seat in the car, or you dropped your keys in a parking lot, or at night, or you go out to the garage and you're like, hey, the light's not shining back here, where is XYZ that I'm looking for? But on the other side of it, everyday carry light, carrying concealed, you want something that you can identify a threat at a distance, something that's going to aid in shooting, all those things. So switch technology. The last thing I want to do is cycle through a bunch of things. And SureFire did a great job with this light. On the tail cap, press it lightly and you end up with, I think, around like 5 lumens. And then if you press it hard, you end up with all of it. I don't remember what it is, like 500, 1200, 800, whatever. It's a lot, and it's awesome. I mean, it gives you both those, basically the ends of the spectrum. I don't need 17 light modes. I need a little bit of light for little tasks, and I need a lot of light for pretty stressful tasks. And the switch technology plays to that. Real light pressure, you have your 5 lumens or whatever. a lot of pressure, and you have whatever the max is, 500, 1200, 800, a lot of light. And that is something that absolutely impressed me rather, this year at SHOT Show.
So the new, we were discussing just a minute ago, the new Spiritus Systems plate carriers. Yeah. People have been clamoring for those. Their microfight chest rig is massively popular. People are absolutely goo over it. It used to be that the Haley Strategic D3CR was the hot sauce, whatever, chest rig wise. Now it's Spiritus. It'll probably be the Haley again when they come out with their 3-mag, I reckon. But the Spiritus plate carriers, they're a big brand, already massively popular for the chest rigs. People like plate carriers, so they're going to come. But so they're going to be big. I know, you know, I wouldn't say unjustifiably. I think they've got a really impressive fabric going on. They wouldn't tell me exactly what it is, like down to material specs. It's some sort of, it's something I think I've seen already that C2R Fast use over in the UK. It's extremely strong, like way stronger than 500D Cordura, like the main bulk of the fabric. And then they've got their own zip back panels going on there. It'll mount the microfight on that plate carrier. They've got sort of similar Crye AVS style placards for the front of it. So you've got front and back modularity, which is exactly what I want in a plate carrier. They have got different cummerbund options. They've got a completely slick carrier for like concealment. Then they've got a mid-range one. Then they've got like the all-out tactical kind of dude in the multicam with pals on the cummerbund, etc., etc. And it's definitely in that modern realm of design of a plate carrier. It's got a lot of the features I would look for, and I'm pretty picky about them, to be honest. So yeah, it's good.
I was definitely really impressed also with the whole Spiritus system. On the one hand, I definitely appreciate that they're a company that decided to make one thing and do a good job at it, rather than like jumping in the gear game and they're like, look, everyone, we make pouches, you can put it on your stuff, as opposed to like really doing a good job of like, hey, we want to build something modular and we want it to work for everyone, so we're going to make it modular and you can add pieces as you need them, use this, use that. And yeah, I think they've been really successful because I think ultimately their stuff probably works really well. I most certainly want to get my hands on one of their setups for a bunch of different reasons, because yeah, like I think it's a solid setup. And yeah, I was fortunate enough to talk with Zane, give me a few minutes of his time and pretty much ran me through it. Really impressed also with the number of patterns. Pretty much every geographical like location on the planet, like you got camouflage for it.
They've got all the multicams really nailed down. The color match loop on the front is quite an essential part of it, because if they hadn't, that's the part of the chest rig that you see. If they hadn't done that color match loop, I mean, down to, you know, they got that in tropic and arid, black
Alpine,
as you say, yeah, which is rare. Not many brands have that. I've got old HSGI tacos in multicam. However, they have 1-inch webbing on the front and edging tape that is just in tan, and depending on where the pattern falls in the piece of multicam Cordura, some of what's exposed is just tan, and technically you've then bought a multicam pouch and it doesn't even look it. Like, this is from years and years ago. Yeah. Whereas things have progressed a lot in that way, in that you actually get the pattern that you've bought.
Yeah, they nailed it with being able to use that like loop like over all the surfaces. I really want to get one of the Alpine ones to be able to play around with in the snow up north. I think that'll be fun. And as I was talking to like Zane when I had a minute of his time, I was just like, man, like this is perfect. Because one, I love going to the range. It doesn't matter if there's snow, rain, anything like that. But when there is snow and rain, I usually have a big jacket on, so I'm not usually wearing a battle belt drawing from my belt. And so to be able to just throw a chest rig over, and I don't want to wear a plate carrier, like, so that I can draw mags out. So just throw a chest rig on there, be good to go. And the other application is to be able to throw binos in it out hunting. And I can't stand like bino harnesses because it's a one-trick pony. Like they hold binos and they also hold binos, but like that's it.
They do
And
both
so
those things,
yeah, they do them both really good. But to be able to have one of their microfight chest rigs and set it up to where I can have mags, whatever else I need on there, to include my binos, and use like their half cover, or I forget, half flap maybe it's called, and be able to seal them in there so they're not going to move if I need to get down in stock or anything like that. So yeah, definitely impressed with Spiritus Systems.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good point to bring up. I didn't encounter bino harnesses until somewhat recently, and it really surprised me how specific of a thing that is. I'm sure it's got a long heritage behind them, but it's like, yeah, a lot of strapping and stuff. They always seem excessive. I feel like you could just use a neck strap. I don't know. It's a big hunting thing. I've never hunted in my life, so yeah, I don't know. But I know what you're saying in terms of that. A lot easier better to have a chest rig. You can stuff some binos and some other kit.
Right? Snacks. Who knows what.
The next product that stood out to me, as someone who's been pushing, I guess, first spear media-wise for years and years now, is the Rain Bridger, I think they call it. It's something they've put out on Kickstarter, and that is a cover. Essentially, it gives you PALS loops over, PALS compatible laser cut slots over the top of the tubes on a first spear cummerbund on any of their plate carriers, slots into the existing cummerbund. That's a complaint people have had for many years now, ever since the Strand Hogs and the like were released.
Could you not mount anything across the face of it?
It's literally, so you've got your front plate bag,
Yeah.
and the tubes at the sides, at the base of that, and the tubes are about 2 inches wide. Yeah, and so obviously you can't attach pouches to them. They've addressed that internally, first spear, with their overlap cummerbund. They've added loop on the inside, and then you can attach the Ragnar pockets. But if you want to put a PALS pouch on the outside, obviously you can't attach it to those
So
tubes.
it's basically just dead space on either side.
On the outside, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fairly well addressed on their AAC carrier with the overlap cummerbund. You can put pouches there. It's very common. You'll see pictures of guys with radios there, so you can do that. But yeah, this is the Bridger now. They've addressed that if people want that kit exactly in those areas.
Oh, interesting. This year, it's been really cool. Obviously, my first time here at SHOT 2018, and thanks a ton for cruising around. The way this kind of started is Chris reached out to me like over a year ago now, and he was like, "Hey," yeah, he was like, which I guess would be his second year at SHOT, and he was like, "Hey, like, are you coming to SHOT? Like, it'd be cool to wander around." And I was like, "Oh, SHOT show, like, oh yeah, like I should probably register for that." And didn't make it, but kept in contact and made it back to the States, and I finally made it to SHOT Show, and it's been really cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been great to just wander around the show with someone similar, very similar interests. I would say similar goals.
No, for sure.
It's a pleasure.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man. And as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. See you next time.
You must be kidding me. That is what's supposed to be the whole other